think Cheney is going to have an increased role?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cheney gives us some flexibility. I think Cheney, while he's demonstrated he could play 4-5, could he play a little big 3? Possibly. If we play some zone, or I think he could do it defensively. The issue is going to be, we're better with him on the floor because he's an efficient scorer both inside and out. He can guard both positions. I think as he tries to do a little bit more, the question will be will his assist turnover ratio be good? He's a good passer, not a great passer. And so as he has the ball in his hands more, is he able to be as productive without turning the ball over? And that's just going to take a summer of putting it in his hands and letting him actually make some mistakes this summer, letting him be really aggressive with the ball, kick it around a little bit so that he gets more comfortable with it.
Coming back, what is that? What can he add into?
Well, again, Dylan the same way. I mean, again, Dylan goes in the transfer portal. He's one of the most sought-after centers in college basketball because he already is the best or one of the best defensive centers in college basketball. So, for us defensively, we could be really, really good next year. Older and tough and physical, and we just got to do a better job of guarding without fouling. We can't foul Yale 25 times and expect to win in an NCAA tournament game. By the way, I'm still stuck on that. In case you hadn't noticed, I'll be stuck on it all year long. I'll be talking about Yale all fall, and so we got to own it. But I think we can be really good defensively. What Dylan's going to try to do is stretch his game out a little bit, be willing to do more offensively. That's really on him. And he's such a good kid and he's such a productive player that he only is going to want to do it if his efficiencies are high. When you are in an Auburn offense that I feel like we do a nice job, our offensive efficiencies are pretty good. We value the ball, we value possessions, and so therefore sometimes guys don't want to do what they're not great at because they know it may not be as efficient, and they know that if we turn this down, it's going to be a better shot for Denver, it's going to be a better shot for somebody else. Dylan needs to be a little bit more aggressive, and I think we'll be better and he'll be better with that.
With having Denver and Chad both back.
Well, I think having Denver and Chad is a real positive, and then getting JP is really, it gives us 3 really good guards. But I feel like we absolutely need one more, but I like it. Our guard play overall last year, I think, was somewhere in the middle of the league. I thought our front line play was somewhere near the top of the league. Our guard play has to improve. I think you're going to see Denver move around a little bit and put the ball in Denver's hands a little bit more, and he may play some point guard, which I think is going to open up some more time at the 2, and open up some more time at that 2 and 3 spot. And Chad Baker needs to have a great summer. He needs to continue to work on his body and look at himself. I look at Chad as a pro. I look at him as he's the body type of what they're all looking for. That 6'7", 6'8", guard any position, but he's got to get a little bigger and a little stronger to be able to stand the pounding. And obviously, he takes a lot of hits and he's a target for a lot of extracurricular stuff out there.
To use it for motivation?
Yeah, it's just something we have to live with. It's something we have to own. It's something that's going to, stick in our craw. I will tell our fans this realistically. We should have beaten Yale. We could have, and then perhaps could have gotten San Diego State, or maybe should have. We would have liked to have gotten to UConn. I don't know that, keeping the Yale loss in perspective, it may have only meant 2 more wins. UConn was, maybe one of the best teams historically. They were a dominating champion, and so it would have been hard to beat them in the Sweet 16. That'd have been a really tough matchup. So putting that in perspective, the Yale loss cost us a couple of wins and an opportunity to go play UConn. UConn was better than everybody, and maybe by a long shot.
You mentioned
Yeah, no, it's a great question. The reason why Tahad's not a point guard right now is because he's such a good scorer and a good shooter, and I just don't think putting the responsibility of making him not only make the adjustment of going from high school to college, but then making the adjustment of putting the ball in his hands full time would be something that wouldn't be as good for him. At the same time, I definitely see him coming in and competing for minutes at the 1 if I wind up taking another guy that's a 2 or a 3. if we take another 2-1, then he'll be right where he is. But if we do take a wing, then I think that he'll, by virtue of his size, be put in a position where he'll play both positions. Absolutely.